Okay.
Okay, on the top of the cab, I have 5 lights, my 3 marker lights, and my 2 ID lights. No, 3 marker lights, 2 ID lights.
3 ID light, 2
3
marker
ID
light.
light. Oh shit, let me do it. Okay, all over. On the top of the cab, I have my 5 lights, 2 marker lights, 3 ID lights, all securely fastened to the top of the cab. All nuts and bolts are present. They're all amber in color. The glass is not cracked. There's no crack. It's not cracked. No chunks missing. Next, I have my left and right turn signal mounted to the fender. All nuts and bolts are present. They're amber in color. They also work as my service light, my emergency light, left and right signal light, and they're all in working order. Next, I have my headlights mounted to the fender. All nuts and bolts are present. They're clear in color. They're not cracked. There's no scratches, no chunks missing. These lights also serve as my high and low beam. On the outside, I have my turn signals securely fastened to the fender with all nuts and bolts present. They're amber in color. It's not cracked, not chipped, no chunks missing. They serve as my left and right turn signal, also as my service light and my emergency 4-way, and they're all in working order. Next, I have my bumper. My bumper is securely fastened to the frame. All nuts and bolts are present. It's not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Next, I have my license plate securely fastened to the bumper. All nuts and bolts are present. It's clean. Next, I'm gonna go with my one-piece hood, fiberglass hood, securely fastened to the frame. Next, I have my grill. All nuts and bolts are present, securely fastened to the hood. Free and clear of debris from the inside and out. And next, I'm going to check my tires. I'm going to make sure it's not mismatched. No wire showing, not bulging. I will go more into detail as I continue on with my inspection. Next, I will check for leaks on the ground. I will check for oil, transmission fluid, hydraulic brake fluid, any type of leaks. As you can see, there are no leaks on the ground. Also, my tires, I will check for tilting to the left or right, and there is none. Next, I'm going to move on. For the driver's side inspection, I have my dipstick. In order to check my oil on my dipstick, I would make sure the engine is off. I would pull my dipstick, I would wipe it clean. I would insert it back into the tube and pull it back out. I would look for a white substance or water. I would make sure it's at the full level and above the add level. I would put my dipstick back in. Next, I have my fuel pump connected to the top of the engine. All nuts and bolts are present. It is gear driven. It's not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Next, I have my fuel filter securely mounted. It's not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked, and there are no leaks. Next, I have my air compressor securely mounted to the engine, to the side of the engine. All nuts and bolts are present. It is gear driven, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. On top of the air compressor, I have my governor securely fastened. All nuts and bolts are present, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Next, I have my power steering fluid, which is connected to a strap. The strap is connected to the frame. All nuts and bolts are present, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Container is made out of plastic, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Cap is securely fastened. There are no leaks. In order to check my power steering fluid, I would remove the cap, take out the dipstick, wipe it clean, and insert it back in and get a reading. Make sure it's at the full level and not below and above the add level. Okay. Next, the power steering pump is located at the back of the engine. It is gear driven. All nuts and bolts are present and is securely fastened, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked. Next, I have my steering shaft, steering shaft connected to my steering wheel column, connected to my universal, connected to my gearbox. All nuts and bolts are present, not bent, dent, twist, or cracked. They're all properly greased. Gearbox is connected to the frame. All nuts and bolts are present. Again, not bent, dent, twist, or cracked. Next, I have my pitman arm. I have my drag leg. I have my upper and lower steering arm. All nuts and bolts are present. Bushings, not torn, not cracked. I have my crowns properly tightened with cotter pins in place. Okay. Next, I have my shock absorber mounted to the frame. All nuts and bolts are present, not bent, dent, twisted, or cracked, and there are no leaks. Next, I have my spring mount plates, the rear and the front, connected to my hangers, connected to my leaf springs,